Polestar 2 has many fine attributes. The problem was, is it kind of just faded into the shadows, didn't it, compared to rivals? I mean, a lot of people that were buying the Polestar 2 were buying them because they didn't want to buy a Tesla, because not everybody wants to follow the crowd, do they? But look, the electric car world moves very quickly, and this was about due an update, and that's what they've done. Except it's not just headlights and seats. No, this is at a full-blown update. This will now travel 22% further. It will consume 9% less energy and will charge 34% faster. Yeah, that is a proper update, Polestar. Well done. And actually the good news is it's here in the UK. So we're here in the Cotswolds about to take it for a drive. Shall we? Lovely. Just realised I've got wet feet. So, have you got a towel? I don't have a towel. Do the electrifying swoosh thing and then come back to me. Now that my feet are dry, shall I tell you about the things that you can't see? So I'll give you like the facts behind the figures that I've just given you. So the original Polestar, right, the standard range had 69 kilowatt hour battery, and then the long range version had a 78 kilowatt hour battery. Well, things have changed, my friends, because now the long range version, the standard has stayed the same, but the long range version now has an 82 kilowatt hour battery and new motors, yeah, which Polestar are saying are more efficient, and also they draw less power than the original. Also, the motors have moved. This is now a rear wheel drive, folks. Yeah, it's a rear wheel drive. I want to chuck it around this corner, see how it feels. Oh no, there's a camera there. I really have to behave myself. Okay, there's a big old camera that's sat there that's recording my audio, so I will behave myself on corners. But this is now a rear wheel drive, and you know the perks that come with a rear wheel drive. Yes, Polestar are claiming it makes it more efficient and gives you better range, fine. But we all know a rear wheel drive will make this more fun. It means you can throw it round corners. It will feel more sporty than it did before. There we go. It's lovely.
Right, shall we put some figures on this? Okay, the standard range single motor version with a 69 kilowatt hour battery now has a Wltp range of up to 331 miles. That is an increase of 34 miles. The long range single motor version, which gets the new 82 kilowatt hour battery, can now cover up to 406 miles on a single charge. That is up by 63 miles. And if you opt for the range topping dual motor long range model, that now has a range of 367 miles, which is an increase of 64 miles. Obviously, these are Wltp test figures, and unless you drive like a saint, you're not very likely to manage this in the real world, but I reckon around 350 miles on a charge should be easily achievable in the larger battery models, and that is pretty good.
Did you want more? I can give you more. This can also charge much faster than before, so the long range version, the 82 kilowatt hour version, can charge at a DC rapid charger at peak power 205 kilowatts. That's not too bad at all, is it? I mean, even the standard version will charge at 150 kilowatts. It's still pretty quick. I mean, that's what? Stop at a services, run in, grab a latte, have a wee, and you're done, really. Not too shabby.
Those speed increases have also brought down charging times. The long-range models can now charge to 80% in around 27 minutes, while the standard range cars will take around 26 minutes. If you are plugging in at home, then you're looking at just under 11 hours for the standard car and 15 hours for the long-range variants.
Okay, so now I've given you some facts and figures about the batteries and the charging and all that sort of stuff. I'm just going to pull up at a very nice little coffee place, grab a coffee, and talk to you about the design of the exterior of the car, the things that they've changed about this car. Shall we pull over? Let's pull in here. This looks nice. Oh, this looks lovely. Now, the Polestar 2 has always been a very non-offensive car, hasn't it? Very safe pair of hands. But look, if it ain't broke, do you know what I mean? But look, if you go for the performance pack, then you get the wheels taken from the Polestar 3, something else from the Polestar 3. Hello, new grille. They call this the Smart Zone. Yeah, so this is where all like the safety features are, where the sensors are, etc. And also body coloured, which I think is very nice. This is a new colour, by the way, for Polestar. Jupiter it's called. This is probably about as bold as it's going to get for Polestar. I mean, I was literally in Madrid last week with BYD and they had a pink car with purple interior. I don't think you're going to get that with a Polestar. We'll look at the interior in a bit, but first let's have a look at the boot. Okay, here's where I have a bit of an annoyance. I mean, it's not perfect, but look how low down this button is to open up the boot. It's really low to open up the boot. But once it's open, you've got 364 litres of space. I do have to give a shout out to this. Let's say you've got like a suitcase or something, shove it towards the back, lift that up, and it's not going to slide around all over the place. And then underneath here, you've got 41 litres of space where you can chuck your wellies or whatever. Fold the seats down, and then you've got 1,095 litres of space, and then a bonus 35 litres in the front for your cables and whatnot. Okay, rear seats. I mean, it's spacious back here, but not like Ioniq 5 territory, but it's perfectly fine. I mean, the panny roof makes it feel way more spacious. I loves me a panny roof. I'm 5'6", so legroom is pretty good. Headroom's quite decent. You can tell there are still traits of the XC40 back here, mainly the transmission tunnel. We don't need this. This is an electric car. We do not need this. I mean, it makes it a four-seater, doesn't it? You're either going to sit here in comfort or have to be that person sat in the middle straddling the transmission tunnel. You don't want to be that person, do you? Should we have a look at the front? Come on then. Oh look, little hook, lovely. Okay, so here in the interior, not much has changed from the original version. The build quality is still quite nice, although when you sort of poke around and stuff, it's quite hard to believe that this is in the same price bracket as a Tesla Model 3. But look, in here, this runs on Google software, so you've got Google Maps, and you can kind of scroll through everything. Google Assistant is always there as well. This is very fingerprint heavy, this. And also down here is very fingerprint heavy because it's all gloss black stuff. But we were a little cloth. So while I do a little bit of cleaning, I can give you some updates. So the iOS system has over-the-air updates. Hold on, I've got to hold that down, haven't I? And then it should go on to... Lovely. And then I can clean that up. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's lovely. Rid of the fingerprints now. Love that. That's beautiful. So you get over-the-air updates, which means that you are just constantly updated within your software. Also an update is with Apple CarPlay. Now to show you this, I'm going to have to plug it in. I have been told that the Polestar 3 is going to be wireless, but in here it's not, I'm afraid. So I've got to plug away. Give it a second. There we go. They've changed things around, so you can now officially use Apple Maps, although that's not what they want you to do. They want you to use Google Maps, naturally, although I'm totally an Apple Maps girl. But look, all in all in here, it's reasonably nice. I mean, you've got some decent door bins down here. You've got a bit of storage down here. The cup holders are quite small, but I mean, you'll get over that, won't you? What's going on in here? There's an okay amount of space in there. I do have to point out, most electric cars come with storage in the centre console, but there isn't down here. There's just like a shelf cubby kind of thing, which is a bit of a shame. I thought there was ambient lighting, but there's not ambient lighting. It's just reflecting my top. I was like, oh, green ambient lighting, no. So if you want ambient lighting, wear a funky coloured top and it will reflect it and just add a bit of funkiness in here, maybe. I think it's time we went for a drive. Come on in. So Polestar have also decided to make the motors more powerful because why not? Why not make them more powerful? Because they can. That's basically what's happened. So now the standard range comes with 269 brake horsepower. And then the single motor long range version, which is the one that we've got here, has got 299 brake horsepower. And then if you go for the all-wheel drive long range version, then you get 421 brake horsepower. And then if you go for the performance pack, you've got 469 brake horsepower underneath your feet. Wowzers, lovely trousers. I'll tell you what I really love about this car is that you can change it to how you want to drive it. So you've got so many options within like the car menu or the car settings menu. Where am I going? Let's go this way. So you can kind of change how the steering feels, so you can change it to be a bit more light. So if you're doing a bit of city driving, makes it a little bit easier. I like it on firm for some reason, I just do. And then you can also change the one pedal driving. So I've got it on the standard mode, so that can either bring you to a stop, or you can have it on creep, so it'll bring you down to a creep, which is what it's doing now. It's all very clever. It's all very, very clever and really adjustable and just really lovely to drive. Now, the original version was actually quite clunky when it would go over lumps and bumps in the road. And I don't think they've changed much in terms of that, but it does feel nicer than the original, which is quite weird. I don't know if it's just because I'm just enjoying this ride that little bit more because of the rear wheel drive that I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. It's either that or just maybe the roads in Cotswolds are a little bit nicer than the ones in Sussex where I'm based. So I'm noticing it less. I don't know. No, it feels quite nice. It is very nice and quiet. The seats are very comfortable. The driving position is really nice. The rear window, I do have to point out, does feel quite sort of short to look out of. So it's quite a sort of small window to look out of. I don't think that might bother you though. You might be all right with that. It's a very pleasant drive. The fact that it's rear wheel drive makes the world of difference. It really does. I feel like this is the car it was always meant to be. It should have always been rear wheel drive. And now Polestar have finally gone, we'll do that, shall we? And it's worked out beautifully. Can I also, look, I'm not going to do this in every single car that I review, but the indicator sounds in this car are amazing. Listen to this. That's really nice. Do you know what a happy place would be for me? I'm in the bath. Maybe I've got a little glass of wine. I've got some noise cancelling headphones and I'm just listening to that tick. That's a really relaxing tick. Well done, Polestar. Good, satisfying ticks. So there you have it. The updated Polestar 2. Do you know what? I feel like that's the car it should have been this whole time. I mean, the big three. Better range, rear wheel drive, faster charging. Yes, yes, yes. I'm quite happy. Look, if you need any more information about the Polestar 2 or any other electric car, then go onto our website, electrifying.com. You'll find all the information there. Oh, and subscribe to the channel, please. We are so close to 100,000. Right, Swedish meatballs, anyone?